Hey guys, this is Adam with See You Later Leaner, and I am here with our coach Farrihn. And we have like a really cool topic today. We've
Mhm.
both been trying new things
Yes.
outside of our coaching environment,
Outside of fitness.
outside of
Well,
fitness.
kind of.
Yeah,
I
things
think they're
that
both
keep you
fitness
fit.
related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about yours. What have you been doing that's new for you recently?
Yeah. So I started a new hobby, something I absolutely thought I would never do. I have never had an interest in this whatsoever. If anything, it scared me.
Okay.
And that hobby is jujitsu. So my kids, my two little badass beast kids, Xander, who is 8, and Alea, who is 6, they both are in jujitsu. They've been doing it, Xander for 2 years and Alea almost a year. And they do it 3 days a week. And they are so brave doing it. Have you ever seen jujitsu
I
before in
have.
person?
It's a takedown sport, correct?
Mhm.
It is a contact sport.
Yes.
It's not blunt contact, right? It's always smooth contact, so no
Yeah.
like brute force, but you can hit the ground pretty hard, I believe, right?
Yeah,
And
you do
then
have to learn how to fall.
you
But
had to learn
yes,
how to fall.
just because you learn how to fall doesn't mean you're gonna fall soft.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's exactly it. So they do this hobby 3 days a week. They are so just laser focused into it. Alea likes to have some fun, and she's very like smiley and giggly. But they inspired me to step out of my own comfort zone. I think as a parent, it's important to um, if your expectations of your kid are one thing, right? I expect them to be brave, to try something new, to try their hardest. I should expect that from myself. And so there's a Saturday women's class at our jiu-jitsu studio. And I got offered because one of my clients is their teacher. And she's like, okay, so when are you coming in for jujitsu? And I'm like, you got me.
That's cool.
Have you ever been not like challenged, I guess, by one of your clients to show up too?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. A body pump one time.
Oh,
That was
okay.
humbling. Yeah.
At Lifetime or no?
Yeah, it was Lifetime back
was
in the
it
day.
Lifetime?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because LVAC does that too, right?
Yeah, I went way too heavy
Oh,
for
no.
the leg set. But I love the music. I'd never done that. I've never done reps for time, you know, like sometimes you're like, when the world will this song end? Because I don't know how many reps I have. And I'm not familiar with this remix track that their music's just so amazing. But
Yeah.
like, when does this song end? Because I'm ready for upper body now.
Well,
you
the
know?
same thing for me. I'm like, why am I doing 30 chest press?
Yes. So that was certainly a challenge.
Yeah. So I got challenged.
That's cool. And I'm more familiar with probably judo than jujitsu, but
Okay.
I think they're very similar. And I think
Similar
you
in
wear
sense,
the
yeah.
gi as well.
You do, yeah.
That's cool.
I got a purple one. It's very cute.
And you like picked it out, bought it, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Jason, my husband, actually started it up too. And he was kind of the same way. He's like, you know what? My kids have been asking me and I'm going to show up. I'm going to show them like, yeah, I'll do the hard things too. Because he's tried jujitsu before and it was at our friend's gym and it was a lot more competitive style gym. The
Okay.
gym that we attend, Methods, is a lot more relaxed in a few of their classes, the ones that we've attended. So Jason enjoyed the last one he went to. He's like, I actually felt like I got to learn and not just get beat up.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how I felt when I went. My first class was so supportive. All the women were so cool. There's no egos in there. And then for me personally, the big reason why I wanted to start this was because I am now responsible for 2 children. Anywhere I go outside of this world, outside of my home, I'm responsible for these kids, right? And fun fact, I've never been in a fight. I've never been in like physical contact with somebody I didn't know.
Yeah.
So the idea of having to, you know, in a way, wherever I go, have that idea in my head that I might have to defend my kids one day physically,
Yeah.
which is a scary thought for a parent.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've never actually done that. And I don't know what that feels like. And I would hate to be surprised.
Yeah.
Right. So I went with this in the intention of I just want to expose myself to something that scares me. And I was surrounded by a bunch of women, and they made me very comfortable, very supported. And at the end of the day, now I feel pretty comfortable about being in physical contact with somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is really neat.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a fight?
So it's funny. I had gone my whole life without getting in a fight until about I think when I was 23, and I was at a party with my friends, and I was interested in a girl, and things were hitting off well, but I did not know that her ex was there.
Oh, no.
And I got attacked.
No.
And honestly, it's so funny to me because a lot of people tell fight stories and they're very elaborate. I'm like, to me, it's just complete chaos. And then all of a sudden, you know, everyone's outside and the cops are called, and I was fine. But I was so upset the fact that I had gotten in a fight.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'd never been in a fight before.
Right.
And yeah, it was just chaotic.
It sounds scary.
Super scary. So like definitely was not prepared. You know, luckily me or my friends or her were not injured, but like if anyone were to ask me to replay that, like a lot of people tell fight stories, I'm like, it was pure chaos. I don't really remember what happened. So
I feel like I would black out too.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I just ended up here too.
Yeah.
I would probably share the same story.
And I think that's what's interesting because something like fighting is a lot like CPR. We practice it. So like that moment when you need to put it to practice, hopefully, you know, through lots of repetition. I think that's the problem with CPR. Like they make you renew every 2 years.
Yes.
And honestly, I think they should do like just worldwide. I think there should be a lot more of this, like in the workplaces, and just there should be a lot more people fluent in it and being able to, you know, do it. And actually, interestingly enough, one of the newer things I was learning was how to do CPR on my dogs if I ever needed it. Yeah. So I was like, we have a big pool. We're always worried, like, what if? And I have a lot of anxiety about my dogs in my pool. And I said, you know, if I want to relieve that anxiety, know how to do something about it if something happens. And of course, we're always very careful, but I thought that would be a good next extra step.
That's exactly why I did it, to relieve the anxiety of the what if that I felt.
Yeah.
It's not fun to carry that every day. And I think that goes along with fitness too.
Yeah.
If you have this anxiety of something, just go for it.
Yeah.
Try it.
I think in today's world, you have to try new things. Our most recent new thing for Sarah and I has been golf.
Ooh.
And
okay, tell me about it.
So I used to play as a kid, as me and my mom's thing that we did together. I actually used to work on a golf course while I was training people. So I'd go in and mow the greens, and then I'd go and train my people. And then like during lunch, I would, you know, mow the tees and stuff like that, or any other maintenance.
We really like green. We
Right.
put around a lot of green.
And it's funny because we think of like nutrition brands. I have major brand bias from my group of men I played with back then. I played with the superintendent and a guy who always mowed the fairways. He was a 70-year-old. His name was Paul Burns, funny enough, exactly like from The Simpsons. But he hit a Callaway driver at 70 years old further than anyone I'd ever seen hit a ball.
Okay.
And, you know, me being, you know, I think I was 17, 18 at the time, and said, it can't be the 70-year-old is stronger than me. It's got to be the club, right? But at that time, I couldn't afford a Callaway driver. So when I got my clubs, I got all Callaway. And me and Sarah have been playing about once a week. And it is the most challenging thing I think I've ever done outside of bodybuilding. But I think one of the cool things about learning something new is, you know, we're experts in our craft in the fitness industry.
I'm always a student.
But we're always a student.
We're always a student, right?
I think when you truly are a student, you learn a few things. One, are you coachable? Like you would expect your clients to be coachable. Two, what does it feel like to know nothing about something? Or like sometimes you think you know something, and Sarah and I got a lesson. And, it was funny because I thought there were women's clubs and men's clubs. They are rated by like shaft flex. And I thought I knew that like the back of my hand. And I thought certain lofts were for women and certain lofts were for men. So I actually use now what I thought was a women's lofted driver, and it has saved how straight my drive can go.
Oh,
Now
interesting.
I need to correct my swing so I can go down to a driver that will help me hit it further. But until I do that, it's much safer to play what I thought was a women's club, but is just a higher lofted club with
Learn
a
something
men's
new.
shaft. So something
Cool.
new. Learning a lot about my swing. I definitely relearned a few curse words from my old construction days. Um, that happens a little bit out on the course, but man, I really think, and you could probably admit to this too, it has made me a better coach because I just forgot what it was like to be a student a little bit.
Yeah.
So
It's a fun position to be back in, right?
it is. I think it makes us a better coach in the long run to do those things,
Yeah.
because we know how to track our macros. We know a lot
Yeah.
about this. We share it with our people all the time. It kind of feels redundant, but when you get into something new, it's a whole new environment, and it can be very humbling to,
Yes.
be a student and reach out to an expert again and get assistance. Also, just researching, do you feel like it kind of came to you because it's your client who brought you into their studio?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I had to shop around for golf coaches,
Mm.
and that was interesting.
Fun
And one
because you're a
thing,
coach, so you would
yeah,
know red flags, right?
red flags. So one thing that's interesting, I noticed most of them had PGA Pro in their bio.
Okay.
I'm like, a lot of people look for an IFBB Pro as their
Mm-hmm.
coach, as like a kind of a number one mistake with coach shopping.
Yeah,
Not to
it
say
can be.
some of the coaches I've met that are pros are some of the best coaches in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of times they're not. And so it wasn't on my bucket list to have a PGA Pro.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually found a guy who happened to be a PGA Pro. It wasn't on my bucket list, but he had went through this teaching academy.
Cool.
And that's what I really looked for. And it was really cool because watching him coach me and then watching him coach Sarah were two very distinct, different models, which I really loved. So what he was teaching her, they started on something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And that just showed me the customization. And
Yeah.
I knew that he was working my swing off of my body. And I felt like from my coaching experience, it helped me really realize like the guy I picked was, well, one, it helped me pick a good guy. But second, I could tell like I wasn't being like fed BS.
Yeah, that's huge. And I thought that you brought up a really good point there. Sometimes when we are looking for a coach, we think that we need somebody like a pro, maybe
Yeah.
like a pro in bodybuilding to teach us. But maybe look at your goals. Is your goal to be a PGA Tour competitor?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna
Right.
guess no.
It's not, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
And then,
so that person is probably not the right fit for you to teach you what we want to do. And maybe you reach out to somebody that is more for, I want to teach somebody that's more into just the lifestyle of golf, making this a fun thing to do with their partner. I can teach both. I can teach couples. I can teach people that are only going to have one day a week to devote to this. Somebody that can look at your schedule, your lifestyle, your routine, your goals, and customize something based off of that.
yeah,
Not like, oh, well, I got this pro status, and then I'm going to throw you through the same thing I did to get there.
exactly.
That's not what we're looking for.
Or just expect like someone to be just as rigid as you are out the gates,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not really the case.
No. that's a red flag for me.
So what's your major goal with the jiu-jitsu? Basically defense and
no, actually, it's a more family related one. So since my husband Jason, me, and my two kids do jiu-jitsu now, Jason and I have made a point to every other week we don't have them and they're with mom, then we want to do 2 rolls a week together, 2 classes. And then the weeks that we do, we can usually just do 1, and that's totally fine. So we're going to take some time, him and I, probably 2 months to practice. And then we want to go on a Saturday to an open mat. They do that for a couple hours, and we want to roll as a family.
Cool.
We want to get all 4 of us on a mat at the same time. So that's
awesome.
the goal.
That's really cool.
Yeah, just to show our kids, like, hey, we can do this too. And do you know how cool it is to pick up a hobby that is very physical and just be like, all right, let's go. I don't have to pre-train for this. I'm ready to go.
That's cool.
Speaks pretty powerfully to living a fit lifestyle. You can just hop into whatever hobby you want. Probably like you with golf.
Yeah. The best thing that I tell my competitors is you can carry bodybuilding into any sport that you do. I'm not sure if the PGA bans PEDs, but they might. But maybe we can start a super league, wink, right? If anyone's watching.
An open league.
An open league. That'd be pretty sweet. I'd want to see some like Craig Goliath, drive a golf ball 500 yards. Yeah. So my goal with mine, one, spending time with Sarah is one of the biggest things. It's pretty much a non-negotiable for us to go. Now, we didn't get to go when we were in Japan, and then we had the Arnold the next weekend. So we're due to play again due to that. But I do want to break into the 30s on a 9. And I came really close a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
But on the very last 9th hole of that first part of the round, I hit into the water and 3-putted in and got a 42, which is still my best score ever.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, it was actually funny because a client had came out to play with us that day. So she got to witness it, and she was like, man, you're really good. I'm like, I am normally not this good. And pressure was really on the last hole because I knew I might hit my goal today. Yeah. And it fell apart.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So
what do you think will help you reach that goal of getting into the 30s?
I think, honestly, being more stoic about being there, and I think clients go with this when they're on their first pro stage or a place they've never been before. Me on that 9th hole, I had never had a score that low, and me knowing that, being under the pressure. So being more calm-minded and maybe not caring as much, funny enough, or just separating my nerves from that situation. Golf is very much a mental game.
Yes.
So yeah, but it teaches you a lot because you could cheat in golf pretty easily. Your balls are definitely usually on different sides of the fairway. It teaches you patience. It teaches you anger management to a degree.
Yeah.
It's funny though, we might play a horrible game and then we get in the car and we're like, we cannot wait to do that again next week for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But we've found our ways to, we usually play the first 9 together as individual.
Yeah.
And if either one of us is having a crappy game, we usually divert to playing best ball, where you take the best hit of each person and you play as a team that way. And we like that because you hit a lot of shots you would never usually hit because where her drive goes maybe way different than where my drive would normally go.
Teamwork.
And the teamwork makes it really fun. So we've gotten paired with some couples on occasion. That's been really cool. One was actually a 75-year-old, and I think the lady was 72.
Wow.
But they could not hit the ball far, but they could hit so accurately, and they could putt better than anyone I've ever seen.
Nice.
It was the coolest thing. And it was cool to see a couple that had been married. I think they'd been married 56 years.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Little Asian couple.
Yeah.
super, like the most polite people I had ever met.
Yeah.
You know, they
That's
were,
cool.
yeah, they were so cool. So
I love that.
it's fun to see that. It's kind of foreshadowing as God, I hope we're there one day. You know,
I love
I hope
that.
this is what we're doing when
Yeah.
we're that age, if we
Aw.
make it, you know,
Just looked at Sarah.
right?
Cute.
So,
I love that. That's
yeah,
really cool.
I think it's easy when we're in bodybuilding to make it our everything. And I think bodybuilding can make you so diverse in a lot of different things, you
Yeah.
know?
I agree.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
So I hope our audience picks up on this and you guys
Yeah.
try some new things
Try something
outside
new.
of your fitness journey.
It made me feel alive every time I walk out of my class. I'm
Yeah.
like, I want more.
You want to do
I
it more.
want more.
And you think about when you're not doing it, right? Which
Yeah.
is really cool.
Because it's new. It's so exciting. You just
Yes.
the first step is scary.
I think
That's
you
all.
find those things that you truly do love, you know, and sometimes people find something like that. I know for me, my training's like 3 days a week because I don't want to be super sore on the day I'm playing golf. So,
Yeah.
we're careful about how we train before now. So,
Same.
yeah.
I don't want to be sore on the mat.
Right. Yeah. That would be a bad combo, I
Yes.
bet. That's amazing.
Well, thank you for sharing your goals. With your
Absolutely.
new hobby. I love that.
And thank you. And hopefully, our viewers, if you guys have something new that you've tried or want to try, drop it down in the comments. And we will see you later, leaner.